I'd like to say a few words about Havdalah. Havdalah is the prayer that we say at the end of Shabbat, which indicates that Shabbat is over and that Chol has begun, the non-Shabbat part of the week. The Rambam says in Hilchot Shabbat, Perek Kaftet, Halacha Vav, he says this, that that midivrei sofrim lekadesh al hayayin ulavdil al hayayin. He says it is a rabbinic demand that when we make kiddush, we should use wine. He doesn't mean that kiddush is drabanan, but he means that you should use wine when you make kiddush. And also, it's important to have wine when you make Havdalah. Now, Havdalah is different than kiddush, because kiddush is really the first statement that we make about Shabbat. Even though you know that in Ma'ariv, when we daven Ma'ariv, we also say Mikadesh Shabbat. We say that it is Shabbat. Nevertheless, Kiddush is officially the first time Friday night that we announce that it is Shabbat, and therefore we fulfill our obligation midoraita from the Torah to say that Shabbat has come. And you may remember that there are issues about this Kiddush, whether Kiddush has to be the first mention of Shabbat, or it's possible that you make Kiddush, even though you said Mekadesh Shabbat in Mariv, you could still be Yotze the Kiddush at the table. But there is no doubt that Midivrei Sofrim, the Kiddush on Friday night, needs Yayin. You need wine when you make Kiddush. Similarly, the Rambam says that Midivrei Sofrim, you have to make Havdalah on the wine. And here there's a difference, the Rambam says. Afal pishiv dil b'tfilah. Even though we've already said Havdalah in Ma'ariv, as you know, in Ma'ariv, that we say in after Shabbat, Motzei Shabbat, we say the regular Shmona Esrei, but in the paragraph that begins Atah chonen l'adam da'at, we add the words beginning with Atah chonantanu, which are in effect words of Havdalah. So here there is no doubt that you've already said, for most people, for people who daven Ma'ariv, men daven Ma'ariv regularly, and many women daven Ma'ariv, but you've already said Havdalah. Nevertheless, the Rambam says, even though you've already said Havdalah, you have to say Havdalah again with the kos of yayin, right? On the kos of yayin. So that's the differentiation between Kiddush and Havdalah. Kiddush, we say at the table. Even though we've been to Shul and we've daven Mariv and we've said Mekadesh Shabbat, we say Kiddush at the table. Havdalah is different. We say Havdalah during Shmona Esrei without a doubt. Nevertheless, we have a separate obligation midrabanan to say Havdalah al hakos, to say Havdalah and drink the wine at Havdalah.